Hi guys, Retard Prime here, back into the custom review. And today we're looking at the Transformers Shattered Glass Crashbar. So here he is in his bike mode. Before we look at him, let's take a quick look at the paints. First off, we have TS79 Semi-Gloss Clear. It'll focus a little bit. Thank you. Some white and gray surface primer. The usual stuff we use. Some TS24 Purple. Some AS18 Light Gray. Some TS86 Pure Red. TS29 Semi-Gloss Black. It'll focus just a little bit more. Thank you. And then for some hand paints, we have Lemon Yellow. It'll focus. Come on. Come. Thank you. Some Purple. Chrome Silver, some red, semi-gloss black, and finally a mixed gray color that I once again forgot what it was, because I guess I just refuse to buy gray at this point. I just have this, and I keep putting more stuff in it, and I keep making more gray. Like I don't know. And then I also use some right dye, some graphite synthetic right dye, which we'll get into that later. But here he is in his bike mode, and this is the next of the Legacy Evolution Shattered Glass Junkions. We're 2 for 3 because I'm not going to do axle grease. Sorry, guys. But and of course, this one is the one that is the closest to the traditional Shattered Glass Junkions, which I'll use the Reveal the Shield Retard mold. But I did actually make some conscious choices to make things different here, just so that it's, in case I decide to do a more accurate one, or in the my most ideal situation, Hasbro just makes a new 3-pack. Come on, guys, it'd be really cool. I figured that I would just make him feel a bit more unique, especially since he isn't like 1-for-1 the Junkion Deco anyway, so I thought I'd change up a few things. But here he is in his bike mode. It still looks quite nice. Bright red seat. Even painted the little cap there. And going up here, I have a bit of black there, some silver, and of course the black spikes. I'm trying to make it consistent, sort of. Pretty sure the other one doesn't have, I'm pretty sure the other one's spikes are silver, so it's already ruined. Well, I think that one has some silver, some black. It's no consistency, never mind. This one uses it because like those are spikes and they're gray. But I do think this does look quite nice. Some bits of paint were extra added. I believe like those are newer. And then I think this is newer for this version of the mold, but then there's some things that I'd leave out. Like I didn't paint in the extra bit there. Oh yeah, and I even did the lining here, just like on the, I think on the original one I had this, or the Reveal the Shield one. Maybe I just did it for extra detail. I don't know. But I do think he does look quite nice. Now the parts that I had dyed, which I will go ahead and talk about in bike mode, because I can talk about their effects. And a bit more about dyeing plastic, because I don't do it very often, because I'm not very good at it. Parts that I had dyed was this, the bars, and this piece. And so you're supposed to steam water, put them in there, and put them in there with the dye, and stir it for about 20 minutes. But you can't let it boil, because if it boils, it warps. And that is the exact thing that happened to these. So which one is it? I think it's this one. You can see there's like a little bit of, so a little bit messy right there, but essentially these ended up really warping, and so I had to get a hair dryer and like fix it. Like that's how they look. Like let me just bring in regular Crashbar and I can show you what I mean. Like that there we go. And there you see the size difference here. It is insane. It's a mix of the warping, and also when you dye plastic, it makes it slightly smaller. So like for example, this bit here, I had to sand down a ton of internal stuff in there to get the pin to even go through and for it gets to this pieces to all fit together. Because otherwise it just would not have worked, just because like I said, dyeing it makes it a little bit smaller, but it's just enough to mess with it. But also these parts, what happened is the water boiled for like 3 seconds when I wasn't looking, and then these were horribly warped. But these were dark gray, so I was like, okay, we win. And then this was like this weird orangish color, Well, not orange. It's like a brown. And so I was like, you know, I mean, it's better. It's better than the orange they were, because I really wanted for this to be black, and I was gonna paint that because I didn't want these pegs to be like imagine you have this purple biker thing, and then you just have bam orange pegs down there. Like it's just weird to me. But yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much it for his bike modes. Let's go ahead and get him into his robots mode. And here in robot mode, he is very, very purple. And I like purple, so I'm totally fine with that. But here he is, and he does look quite nice. I did try to add in some details, even some molded details that weren't on the original one. Let me bring up the camera just a smidge. Like when I was painting it, I noticed that the spikes had these little like bolt things, kind of like what's on Scrap Hook, with like his little bits all around him. And so I was like, I'm totally gonna add those as like paint detail, which is on both shoulders. So I think that's just really fun. I didn't spot any other ones on them, but I could have missed them. But anyways, the chest layout I did change up a little bit just to kind of make them a bit more unique, a bit more Shatterglass Junkion-like, since they don't really have the segmented chests like Crashbar himself does. Then the head, I really do love. I love the purple horns. There was a conscious choice to either make them gray or purple, and I was like, nah, let's do them purple. Plus, I figured the purple would match the purple Mohawk I gave to Scrap Hook. So now that implies that I have to give Trashmaster some kind of purple detail on his head, because they all have something. And then coming down to the legs, you can see one leg is very red and one is very purple, because that's just the Shatterglass Junkion way. Beautiful black tires. I really do like the black wheels against like all the dark gray. I do think that's just fun. Plus it helps the wheels themselves stand out a little bit more. But yeah. Camera back out. Oop, too far. And then we can show off his guns, which they are just spray painted black, but I did do a bit of the silver on the ends. It was going to be dry brushing, and it still is dry brushing. So it doesn't like totally clean, but it's in a way supposed to be kind of like damage, but I just like how it looks. I just think they're neat. Which he can still very much hold and look really cool doing it. I honestly just kind of like the giant guns this mold has. They just look like really giant machine guns or something. In my head anyway. And then of course you still do have the option of the wheel spike. I don't really feel like removing this darn thing, but you do so. This does still work. What I did is I spray painted the sides, but then the actual blades themselves I hand painted black, but I left the internal parts the dark gray. So when you open up, it's like the outside part of the blade is black, but then all the inside part is the dark gray. Let's see if I can open up just a smidge. Will it let me? The quality on here, just a little. Yeah, there you go. There's a bit of a visual for you. Get a bit further back. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I intentionally did a few things that were inaccurate just because in case I wanted to do something more accurate later on. Like I might do one, I don't know. Just to keep them a bit looking different, and also so that custom isn't just a repeat, you know. But for some comparisons, let's bring in his normal counterpart. And you can see some extra details added and taken away, just kind of like make it a bit different. Like I wasn't gonna do a flame decal on the leg, even though that would have been so cool. Imagine if they were like red or silver. I don't know, that'd be neat. But I do so very much like how this looks. Like I said, the chest is now a solid color instead of the segmented. And then even these, I had the little bits on there be different colors, whereas these were the same. I do like how it all turned out. Here he is, Shatterglass Retard. And then what I think is really funny is the fact that the legs are just inverted from the reveal of the shield one. I don't know how intentional it is. I mean, I could just have them transformed wrong. I don't know. Though I'm pretty sure you can just swap the legs and no one would. I'm pretty sure the transformation would still work. But I do like how he looks with them. You can kind of see a few of the differences I made here and there, and if I do my actual one, I might even try to make the chest shape a little bit better, or at least like be more flat, I guess. Just kind of mimic that. I don't know. We'll see. And then finally, let's get him with his buddy who's been waiting for friends Scraphook. And I do think these two look quite nice together. They have some similarities here and there, but they are also just very different just because of the alt modes, which mentioned earlier in the video. Crashbar is like the closest one to the regular one, so he's going to look the closest to just being a Shatterglass Junkion, but I do like Scraphook and how different he turns out just because of what he turns into. And also on him, I did dry brushing on the black, and I didn't do it on him. So I didn't really know how this team was going to shape up when I did Scraphook. Is that worth me doing another one? No. No, it's not. But, yeah. Overall, I do really like this custom. I think it was very fun. I'm glad I'm doing a bunch of other things now that are more so like things that I had been planning on doing for a while. I'm trying to get through some of my backlog if I can. I got one more that I've already done as of this recording. I'm working on another one. That's why if you've seen I have a little bit of paint on my fingers, like just a smidge. Like that's why I was actively like priming something, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to record some videos. So I came back and here we are. I'm doing this real quick. So let's get that a bit more down. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, Hasbro, please just do a set of them. Save me some time, or like I swear to God, if I do the other one that I'm thinking about doing, and then like 6 months later we get a leak listing, I'm like, oh, they're doing a Shatterglass Junkion P-Bag. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be very upset. I'm gonna want some retributions this time. They do it to me at least once a year. I don't think they've done it to me this year yet, though, because I've just done really weird stuff or just repeat stuff, so I don't think... I haven't touched me yet. We'll see. But, yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, please be sure to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. You can also come check out my Facebook and Twitter pages, linked in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.